Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you are finding this. If you're watching along as I post because you're subscribed, this is for the week of November 3rd through the 9th, 2025. I just want to remind you guys real quickly, I do offer personal readings and they are on sale right now, so go check that out. Link down below. First card out for you, Aries, Six of Wands. You're feeling popular. You're feeling seen. There is visibility. There is success. You just went through some big, long cycle, big long journey, and it's like you're coming home, and by home I mean like your home vibration. And look at that, there's people here celebrating you. A lot of people are cheering you on from the sidelines. I don't know what you're doing specifically in life because that'll look different for all of you, but you have a lot of admirers, a lot of fans, a lot of followers, or you're gaining a lot of that this week. Okay, moving into this week feeling popular, seen, and successful. Look at that. Judgment coming out as well. Wow. There's something here like, I did it. I accomplished something. Oh, Aries, this is a really specific message. I'm picking up this specific message. Some of you guys may not have been in contact with someone for a while because there was this sense of like, I want to really impress this person and work on myself. You know, like you may have rejected either like a friendship, a love offer, something in the past because you knew that you had some inner healing work to do, or like you just had to be single, whatever. You just had to get your life together to some capacity. And there's a feeling here of like, I actually really did that for myself, you know? So your mind may be sort of drawing back to the past, to past people, and that's normal. We're in Mercury retrograde, like the just the Mercury retrograde like season, I guess. And sometimes our mind can be drawn back to the past, especially when you're achieving these new levels of success. It's like you cross the finish line and you're like, man, you know, if I wonder if that person who I used to be really close with, I wonder if they know what I'm doing and if they're seeing these cool things that I got going on in my life, these accomplishments that I have going on. Somebody watching hit like a sober anniversary. Congratulations on that, and I'm very proud of you. But there's so many different things and different ways that this can come through. We have the devil, speaking of addictions, right next to the judgment card. All right, I want to see what comes out next to that. Temperance. Wow. I don't know why this week there's so many major arcana cards that's just been coming out for like literally every sign. So I'm wondering if there's going to be any like major thing happening on a global scale this week, because we're all having, it seems like, very significant weeks. Crazy. We have the Three of Pentacles coming out for you. Yeah. Guys, there's a lot of wins here, career-wise, life purpose-wise, or whatever your big goals are. Like, this is a week of visibility and being seen for you. Like, if you have your own business, if you're a freelancer, a lot of people are wanting to work with you. Offers of collaboration may be coming in. If you're just somebody who likes to be social, a lot of people are trying to talk to you right now. A lot of people are reaching out via text, trying to make plans with you, this and that. There's just like so much sort of going on. A lot of just a lot of energy is being drawn in towards you because your light feels brighter, if that makes sense. Kind of like how moths are drawn to flames. The more you're sort of like in your natural authenticity and feeling like at home within yourself, taking good care of yourself, shining the light of consciousness, you know, your conscious attention onto your own goals and well-being. When you do that, your personal light becomes brighter and more people are drawn in towards that. So consciousness is kind of like a flashlight. You know, the things that you focus on, the things that you think about, you're shining your flashlight onto that. And how do I put this? It's like, imagine the universe is a dark place. Consciousness is light, and what you shine your consciousness on, your light on, because everything else is dark, other lights tend to be drawn in towards that thing that's lit up. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the night sky, you're looking at the stars and the planets and all of that. You're not necessarily focusing on like the black space around it. It's like, look at how pretty the stars are, not look at how pretty that void is, you know? So yeah, I feel like what you guys have been doing is shining your conscious light onto yourself. And you do this by focusing on your goals, your dreams, yourself, as opposed to like constantly people pleasing and giving too much to other people, right? And it's working because you shining your light on you, you have this like general glow about you. And you're literally noticing, like, people just feel more drawn to you. People are reaching out to you more. People want to work with you more because you have this glow about you. And it's interesting because it creates this sort of positive upward momentum, because it's like you're shining the light on yourself, and then other people are drawn into that, and then they can end up shining their light onto you as well, thinking about you, following you, working with you, etc. And then that makes you even brighter, and then that draws in more, and it's like builds and builds like that craziness, you know? It's kind of like the little bit of success you get can turn into a lot of success very rapidly if you stay focused on shining your light of consciousness onto whatever it is that you're trying to grow. And we have the Tower in reverse coming out right underneath that Devil card. Wow. 6 cards in this reading. 4 of them are major arcana. This is an interesting combination here. Clearly, Aries, there is some sort of deep toxicity or addiction that is somewhere in your life. This can be codependency for some of you. This can be like, you know, like knowing that something's probably not good for you, or like seeing the red flags, knowing that you need to make a change, but like you haven't been making that change, you haven't been listening to that, and it's just a weird combination here of energy. And I feel like it's intertwined because it's like when you do start shining that light on yourself, it really exposes the shadows that you carry as well, and the shadows may deepen if they're not dealt with and they're not integrated. And that's what I see is happening here for you this week. You're focusing on yourself, and interestingly enough, that really exposes the devil energy in your life, which is basically like really toxic things, you know, addictions, especially codependencies, situations where you feel stuck, like there's nothing else I can do, I'm never going to meet someone better, I'm never going to get another job, like blah blah blah, there's nothing I can do. That helplessness, that's what the devil energy represents. Now, having the Tower come out in reverse underneath that shows a sort of divine intervention here where this is crumbling down, and there can be some sort of major crack in the foundation that occurs this week, specifically the foundation of toxicity. Okay, so if there's any relationships in your life that are toxic that you've been ignoring, like, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, you don't want to ignore that, because it's going to lead to a massive Tower moment that's going to be like crazy, like crazy distracting, you know? It's like, or if you've been ignoring any red flags in your life, whether it's in relationships, your own health, your own situation, like where do the red flags lie? Leave a comment down below. That's where this Tower moment is happening. And if you really genuinely don't know, then, you know, just embrace whatever happens this week. Brace yourself. I would say it can be exposed, you know, and I feel like it is going to be exposed. There's a lot of cards here that talk about like divine intervention. And whenever a reading is major arcana heavy, it shows that divine intervention and moving through major karmic and spiritual cycles is one of the biggest themes. And a lot of what's happening is like sort of destined to happen, if it makes sense. And with the Temperance card coming out, you're certainly going to be having a lot of intense emotions that you're handling beautifully and very gracefully this week. And it's kind of crazy because, like I said, your light is shining brighter than ever, but it's also creating a deeper shadow. So it's like while all this craziness is happening in some area of life where you've been ignoring the red flags, and it's the foundation is cracking and it's crumbling down, which is a good thing, by the way, but it is very dramatic to deal with. While that intensity is happening, there's also an intensity of like feeling like either like the healthiest you've ever been, the most successful and seen you've ever been. So it's like a stark contrast that I'm picking up on, where it's like on one hand you feel better than ever, but on the other hand it's really exposing certain vibrations that you're outgrowing. And that happens. It's like you're focusing on you and your growth, shining brighter than ever. And it's like, it's kind of like a plant that's in a pot, for example, and it's like outgrowing that pot, and it just cracks. The whole pot cracks open because the roots become too much. The plant becomes too big, and that plant needs to be repotted into a healthier situation with more space to grow. You're outgrowing something that's very toxic, all right? And you've been ignoring the discomfort for a while, and the pot is cracking, okay? Which is a good thing in the long run, but like I said, very complicated to deal with in the present moment. So my heart goes out to you. Let me know what you're going through down below. I'd love to know in the comments how this resonated with you. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below. I just said that. And subscribe if you've not already. Watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, they are on sale now, so go check it out. Thank you guys. Bye.